devil.
Hey guys, today I just want to talk about and kind of do a short review of the Breitling Superocean II 42 millimeter in Volcano Black. Made just a couple notes here just to make sure that I've got the stats right. The case diameter is exactly 42 millimeters. It is 13.3 millimeters thick. I actually have it on right now, and I've got some close-ups that I'll show here in a minute and talk about it. It does have Breitling's caliber 17, which is a stripped down and rebuilt ETA, I think 2824. Breitling does take it and make it to their own chronometer certifications. The reason I want to do a review of this watch is that it might be the perfect and the best entry-level luxury watch for people who are starting to get into watch collecting, or someone who wants one watch that they can wear all the time, wear with everything. I am a huge fan of Breitling. I also have a Super Avenger with a diamond bezel. I'll do a review on that later. But let's take a closer look at the Breitling Superocean 42 in stainless steel Volcano Black. Alright, so here is the Breitling Superocean II, the 42 millimeter version. And you can tell the difference between the 42 and the 44, not just in the size, but the 42 does come on a high polished stainless steel strap, where the 44 comes on the same Professional 3 strap. However, it is brushed stainless steel instead of high polished. It's kind of a Breitling hallmark to kind of do something to be in your face, and the high polish, I think, is kind of how Breitling does it with the 42 millimeter. The 42 millimeter completely high polish case. There is no helium escape valve like there is on the 44, and you can see from the dial that the 42 millimeter is water resistant down to 500 meters, and if I remember right, I think the 44 millimeter is double, is to 1,000 meters. The bezel insert on this watch is interesting. One of the things I really liked about it is that it is coated in a rubbery material. It is a flat black. This, of course, is the black dial, black bezel version. And this is pretty much my daily driver, my everyday watch. A couple things about the bracelet is solid end links. As you can see there, interestingly, the underside of the bracelet on the 42 millimeter is brushed and not polished, which I'm assuming they did just to save a little time, probably a little bit less time to put the nice brush on it instead of the polish. The buckle, or clasp itself, is milled and high polished, and as you can see, has the Breitling text stamped into it. Really nice high polished buckle here with the Breitling, not their logo, but the Breitling and the 1884 for when Breitling was founded. The Breitling logo is on the fold over safety clasp there. It's a pretty good clasp. Locks in pretty well. You can see it does have 4 micro adjustments there. It makes it pretty easy. Today, warm day, I mowed. I've got it on the outermost one. My wrist is probably swollen more today than it ever is, or as much as it ever is. But anyway, yeah, really nice bracelet, really solid. I like the way it feels. It wears really well. We'll take a look here at the case back. It's got the Breitling logo, the chronometer certification, and the model number A17365 is the model number for the 42 millimeter Superocean II in black. All in all, I think it's a really good watch. It wears well. I'll do a wrist shot here in a minute. The high polish holds up pretty well. As you can see, this isn't a brand new watch, but really there aren't many scratches. Maybe a couple scuffs there where the safety clasp kind of touches when I take it on and off, but all in all, it's held up really well as far as being scratch resistant. I'll try to show you the bezel action here, if I can do it with the gloves on. It's pretty good. There is zero play in this bezel. I mean, in terms of the 120 unidirectional bezel clicks, there is zero play in this, which I do like. It's a really good ratcheting action. It's a little grittier than, say, my Submariners, but oddly enough, I think in terms of the play, it's actually maybe a half step up from my Submariners and Deep Sea. It just feels a little gritty as you go around, but it works really well. You can see it's got a nice chapter ring there. Everything is perfectly aligned. The lume on this watch is good. It doesn't last as long as, say, like a Seiko Marine Master or a Seiko. Even the SKX, I think, probably lasts a little bit longer. Certainly doesn't last as long as the lume that I see on some other watches. My Tudor Pelagos probably has the best long-lasting lume of any watch I've ever seen, followed probably by the Orients and Seikos. But it'll do the job. I mean, for sure, it does really well. So the dial itself, you can see it's got the Arabic numerals 12 around to 11, and then it also has the 13 around to 24 in the smaller numbers there. So if you do use military time, it's easy to tell. It's always hard for me to try to calculate military time. I know you just subtract 12, but for some reason it's not that simple for me to do. So it's nice to have that on there. I don't really use military time that often. There are a couple of computer programs that I do use that do give time in UTC or military time. You can see the hand sweep is really good. Just a solid watch. The Breitling logo is applied white gold. We have sword style hands that just, I mean, it's really a classic looking watch. I really do like it. I think it's really a good entry level watch. Again, I've had this one for a while, but I think you can get these on the gray market, Joma Shop, Watch Max, probably for around $2,500 or $2,600. If you want the blue version, my understanding is that you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks, but should be able to get it for maybe $100 more. The blue version is beautiful as well. I just prefer the black because the black I can wear every day with anything. I can wear it with a suit if I want to. I can wear it casual. I can wear it in the pool. I can wear it snorkeling down in the Caribbean. Wear it all day, not have to really worry about anything. The water resistance is awesome. The polish is awesome. I think the polished band here, bracelet, may turn some people off. But what I like about it is that I think it does make it a watch that you can dress up or dress down a little bit easier. You've got the date window at 10 o'clock. We've got the nice, if I can get it in focus here, Breitling signed crown. If I have one, I wouldn't call it a complaint, but one thing that I would change about this watch is that I would make the crown a little bit bigger. It's not tiny. It's not, for example, my Hamilton khaki navy. Has what I consider to be, it's a beautiful watch, but the crown is way too small. This one's okay. It could be a little bit bigger, but it's okay. It does the job just fine. Of course, it is hackable, hand wind, and automatic. It does have quick date set. When you pull it out to the second position, of course, when you pull it out to the third, you can set the time. It is a chronometer. This one right now is probably running about 6 seconds fast a day. It's not, I don't think the chronometer's broken in on this one. I think it will probably improve as time goes by. In any event, it's a really solid watch. So if you're thinking about picking one up, I think it is an excellent alternative because you can't get it on the gray market for $2,500–$2,600. You can probably get it used in excellent shape for around $2,000. I think it's an excellent alternative to paying, $9,000 for a new Submariner date, or $6,500 to $7,000 for a 20-year-old Submariner date. It really wears. It's a 42 millimeter, but it really wears a little smaller. I think it wears probably about the size of maybe a GMT Master 2. It might wear a tiny bit larger than the Submariner, but really it's extremely comfortable on the wrist. So I'll get a couple of wrist shots here so you can take a look at it and see what you think. So here it is. On the wrist, you can see I haven't measured my wrist in a while. I have lost probably about 60 or 70 pounds in the last couple of years. I would guess my wrist is probably right around 7, maybe 6 7/8 to 7, and you can see it wears fairly well. It's not too large. It's certainly not too small. It's very comfortable, and you can kind of get a look at how it fits on there. It's a little snug today because, like I did say, it's warm and humid, and I did mow earlier. So I'm probably, my wrist is probably a little swollen this afternoon. But I think overall it's a great watch. Again, it is my pretty much my daily driver. I feel like I can pretty much wear it in any occasion. I know people say that, when you wear a suit, you should wear a dress watch with a leather strap. And that, that might have been true years and years and years ago, but I think a lot of classic dive watches now can be worn generally with a suit, especially, no tie, button up and collared shirt. I think absolutely goes with that. In any event, that's kind of how it wears on the wrist. It's really nice. I really can't recommend this watch anymore, and I think if you're really starting to look for a first luxury watch, this is probably one of the best entry-level watches you can look at. I think really, for me, if I were getting into watch collecting now and was looking for my first luxury watch, I would probably narrow it down between this watch, the Superocean II 42, or the Tudor Heritage Black Bay in the black. Very similar watches. I think the Black Bay might look a little dressier. It does have the gilded hands, and it does have a little bit of gold on the hands, but very similar watches. I love Tudor. I've got a Tudor Pelagos. I have a Tudor Tiger. I think those are the only two Tudors I have right now. You couldn't go wrong either way, but I would say for everyday wear, if you're okay with the polished bracelet, then I would pick this over the Heritage Black Bay dive watch. But either one would be great.